another edition of A Vibrant Mix with Tasha, Tamiko, and Fred. I'm Tasha here on TLC Talk Radio. I'm really excited about my new studio still. And today, yay! And we have a lot of wonderful guests in the building. We'll start off with a friend of A Vibrant Mix, our girl, Mother Love McPherson. Yay! You all are natural. Like, I ain't have to coach that or nothing. And so we always, as you know, talk about the state of the Black relationship. And so we thought we'd kind of pose some questions to Love tonight and just kind of bug her and get on her nerves. I have some questions, but, you know, I'll leave it for my guests. So with us tonight, of course, are me, Tamiko, and Fred, but Miss Vanessa Abram, Miss Kanita, and Mr. and Mrs. Gerald and Yolanda Battle. Yay! So we did open an extended and was accepted invitations by 2 single men, but unfortunately life prevailed and they're not able to join us. But this won't be the only time, you know, that we'll have a discussion like this. So let's start with Love and let's talk about who you are. Like, I know you, Fred knows you, Tamiko knows you. They don't know you.
Well, my name is Love McPherson, and I always have to give the story of my name. I was named Love because of my mother and father, my mother's love for my dad, and of course his love for her. I was the 6th of 8 children, so I always say if you can still love somebody after 6 kids, then you are really in love. And it was a 60-year love relationship, so I'm his love child, okay? But what I do is I'm a relationship coach, and I work with couples. I work with singles who want to be a couple, singles who don't want to be a couple. And I've been married to the love of my life for 33 years. It'll be 34 May 6th. Thank you. I have 2 beautiful daughters, and
Beautifully hilarious.
Yeah, they are pretty hilarious. And I'm just looking forward to this time. I love A Vibrant Mix. I've been there from the beginning, I think, and so I love being here. Okay, I'm always excited.
All right. So we have a married couple in the house. We won't put you on the spot first. We thought about playing a newlywed game with you, but that's probably pretty silly. So, ladies, it sounds like we're all kind of in the same situation. We're looking to be in that long-term relationship. Hopefully, that leads to marriage. I don't know. I don't want to assume that's me. Yes. Y'all hear those resounding yeses? And so, what can you think of? What would you ask a relationship coach? Like, if you could ask the magic question, what would that sound like?
What am I doing wrong? I just want to know, because I've been single, I say, for like over 10 years. I've had a couple of relationships that might have lasted like maybe 8 months or maybe up to a year, but sometimes I don't even count those, you know, so I just say single for 10 years. So I just don't know, you know, you do all the right things and, you know, you set your standards and, you know, you just be yourself, and it just seems very hard, especially for a middle-aged, successful Black female with an outgoing personality. Not, you know, ringing my own bell. I'm just saying it seems like I've been told you're too outgoing. You're look like you're high maintenance. Just different things. So it's just like, okay, what is the problem?
Let me just ask a few questions, all right? When you start asking me about what's wrong, I have to, you know, kind of probe a little bit. Okay, so let's look at your last 2 relationships. Why did they end? And it could just be, I don't want a long story, just kind of, was it betrayal? Was it just walked away? What happened?
You know what? The last 2, both of them got caught lying.
Okay. Okay, big lies. Was it infidelity lies or?
The first one was infidelity lies. The second one was, I guess you could say infidelity, just lying about the person they were. They said they was a nurse. They weren't a nurse. You know, about their career. They lied about where they live. Just lied about everything.
Okay.
Double lying.
Okay. Okay. And
Yes. It was very short. It was like a month, but because I'm pretty inquisitive, I'm not saying I put anyone on an interview, but when you tell me something, I don't forget what you say.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, first you told me you were in nursing school getting your grad degree, and I'm like, okay, when do you go to school? When do you take classes? And all these questions, I've been a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
17 years, so like you can't lie to me about that.
Okay.
So it just things fell through.
What about before that?
I was dating someone and I thought we were very compatible. He thought we were very compatible. He kept telling me that we were dating and we were, what was his wording? He said that we were dating each other monogamously, not dating anybody else, to see where we were going, because the next step he wanted to do was marriage. The only reason we were not in a relationship is because his career, he was thinking about moving out of town. And he wanted to make sure we were going forward to see, because he said if we were going out of town, he wanted me to go with. But come to find out, I got a little information that he was dating me and others, but he was the one that said we were exclusive. His words were exclusively dating. I'm not dating anybody else, just you.
Okay. So, okay, a lot of times what ends up happening is this. We end up with a series. If you look back at your relationship, you'll find even sometimes a pattern. And you are constantly attracting liars. You're attracting people who are promising you, making promises that you won't keep. And I wouldn't say that you're a liar, but I'm wondering if you lie to yourself before they ever get to lie to you. Do you see red flags and then you lie to yourself and say it'll be okay? Because you attract who you are, not who you want. So you have to stop and say, am I being truthful? Because the question we have to ask ourselves is, when we see those red flags, can my love cover that? When we look at those people, do you continue to prolong the relationship and pretend you don't see it? Especially since you have a photographic memory. Do you see stuff? You're able to calculate. You're able to assess. Your career makes you watch and be very observant of little things, symptoms. You see symptoms of things before they ever tell you. You got to be honest. You got to be honest and walk away and not decide that it's hard. I'm older. I'm successful. None of those things. Be truthful to yourself. Be loyal to yourself. And so somebody will be loyal to you. But I'm telling you, don't jump in. Watch. Be vigilant. And dare to walk away, because you deserve better. And just that has to be standard. The other thing I want you to do is go way back, all the way back, and I don't know anything about your childhood or anything like that, and make sure that there was not somebody in your life who was a liar and who was a cheater, and maybe even you loved that person, even say it was a relative or something, and then you decided that they're still a good person. Well, if you have decided I want a good man and that person was a good man, you have decided you will still select cheaters, because you have decided that a good man is a cheater, and it'll be subconscious. We select subconsciously, so make sure your subconscious selections don't take you someplace that you wouldn't want to consciously go.
It seems like as you get older and you get in your 30s and you become selective like that, then people start to label you as being picky, or your standards are too high, or I've heard you ask too many questions, that men don't like you to ask all those questions. And I'm like, you need to know these things. And they make it almost label you as being difficult, when really you just want to know what's going on, find some clarity. You're not asking a lot of questions as if you're in an interview, but you have some standards and you see things. And so how do you shake that?
Questions and transparency is earned as the relationship continues. That's very important, because if I come in here and I don't know you, and you've opened yourself up to me far beyond, if I was just sitting on a bus with you, or even if I just went out with you as a co-worker, you've opened yourself up. You begin to tell me about your dates, all the kind of stuff. But you know what? You had to allow me that privilege in your life, and I earned it to you because I'm a relationship expert. But a date at coffee does not give you exclusivity of everything about me until I feel you're worth opening up to. And I'm not going to do that unless I feel you're safe. You have to create a safe place. And so if I don't feel you're safe, I'm not going to open up to you. And so what I want to say is this. When you come to a guy, if you come with the feeling of, and it's an approach and an energy where you say, what do I have to lose? Like, Trump style. What you got to lose? You just, you feel like if it's okay or not. You know what ends up happening? You take on a whole different attitude at that lunch. You feel like, I don't have to impress you. I can be who I am, and you make an educated choice. That don't mean you don't comb your hair, because that's just your standard. You know what I'm saying? It's a relaxed. It's not a, let's see if you're going to hurt me, because I've been hurt. Because if you come with walls, you can fill those walls. If you come with anxious, well, what about this? And what about this? You're like, wait. I just a coffee. You understand? So just relax, enjoy the presence of a person, and then if you decide we like that, we can go further and continue to create safety in the relationship, and then we'll open up to different things until you get where you want. You don't have to ever commit to that person. You want to get there before you make the commitment, but you don't have to rush it. Relax.
Did that bring a bell to you, or is that something you just need to think about? Or
I would say it slightly rung a bell. It's just like I think as I increase in age, it's just like, I'm not going to say, sometimes you can feel like timing is of the essence. Yeah, and I don't have patience. I don't. So it's just like, so now I find myself like kind of, once I see those red flags, I just like, oh, okay, have a good day. And I just kind of move on to the next thing. And I'm starting to relax a little bit more. It seems like I just turned 40 probably like 3 weeks ago, and I've changed so much in that 3 weeks. So it's just like,
anxiousness and impatience changes the energy in a room, because energy is emotion, energy in motion. And so if we stand in there and say, what time is it? Well, is it finished? I got to do this. I'm hungry. If anybody, one person, I'm not saying that's what you do. I'm just saying if it feels impatient, or anything you're doing that feels anxious brings something of a, depending on where they've been wounded, if they've been rejected, you're throwing off rejection to them. So what you think may be rejecting you, but sometimes it could be self-sabotage where you're rejecting them long before, or you're poking the bear or poking the wound in order to trigger things, and not maybe consciously, but you're triggering wounds and they're reacting. So you still have to be very conscious of, I'm telling you, if I could just get single women to go in a room and say, what have I got to lose? I'm just going to relax. And if you like me, you like me. But right now, I'm just going to enjoy the moment. I'm just enjoying a coffee with you, and I'm getting to know you. Not in a way of, are you the right one? Because he's not coming in committing to be the right one. It's just, I wonder who this person is like. And that's it. Simple.
now, that's a great point, and I want to keep the conversation kind of circular. Is that something is that the approach you all took as a married couple?
When Love was talking about being safe and feeling safe enough to share, it immediately came to my remembrance the first time Gerald met my children. So we were going out for about 5 months. Now he knew when we first met that I had kids already, but it was 5 months until I felt safe enough and comfortable enough for him to. It's just going to push him away to see these 3 kids, And so for everyone to get together, and I was safe and everyone was comfortable, and I was the one who was freaking out about it more than anybody else was. But it was that safety fact. I felt safe enough then when we went to dinner at Applebee's, I think. Yeah.
It was the first date, like we were discussing, that's when she first told me. She was like, "Oh, I got 3 kids." I was like, "Okay." She's like, "Is that a problem?" I was like, "I ain't pushed you out the car yet."